You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to Mission Matters Live, a program focused on promoting a spirit of mission among the people of God in the Archdiocese of Chicago. My name is Megan Mio, and I'm director of the Global Mission Office here, and our engineers this morning are Mike and Brian. You're listening to WNDZ 750 AM, and this is our new day and time. Now it's, I think, our third month at our new day and time. You'll hear Mission Matters on the second Wednesday of the month at 8 a.m. Central Time. This month we have with us Father Rodlin Rodrigue, who is the Associate Pastor at St. Raymond de Peñafort in Mount Prospect. In addition to his pastoral work here in the Archdiocese, Father Rodlin is the president and founder of Sapaterre Mission, which is the U.S. charity that grew out of Children Hispaniola, a Haitian-founded NGO, non-governmental organization. The Sapaterre mission focuses on providing the best possible academic, physical, and social education to the children of Hispaniola to achieve a slow-growing transformation from poverty to empowered and caring citizens of the island. Now, since its founding in 2008, Sapaterre Mission has been a participant of our Summer Mission Cooperation Plan appeals. And so Father Rodrigue may have even visited your parish before to talk about it. But as the founder and the president of Sapaterre Mission, we're very glad to have him here with us on our show today. And I thought it might be good for our listeners to hear about it for a couple of reasons. First, Father Rodrigue and I have been in communication lately, and I wanted to share some of this good news about the work that he's doing. But you may have also heard in the news some bad things that are going on in Haiti as well. So it's really important that we hear, and this is an opportunity for us all to hear something really wonderful that's going on in Haiti. And so we can have some hope and really see the work, the gospel, the church working in Haiti right now. So we're very glad to have you with us. Thank you for joining us, Father Rodrigue.
Well, thank you, Megan, for having me today on your show to talk about Haiti. As you have mentioned, unfortunately, when it comes to Haiti, it's always bad news. Either it's some hurricane and cholera, kidnappings, poverty, instability in the country. But in the midst of all of this, I always see hope. I believe the resilience of the people, that's what gives them hope. And there are things happening in the country that gives hope to the people. Sapaterre Mission is one of them. We try to be there for the people, try to do our best with our resources we have, try to help them the way we can. But there are some other small organizations also working in the country to lift the people's spirit when they are so down with all the bad news and what's happening in the country. There's always hope in the midst of despair in Haiti.
And some of the greatest hope is in the people themselves, as you said. I think it sounds like we'll be talking more about it, but Sapaterre Mission is about raising up future leaders, current leaders, future leaders, in and from and with the people of Haiti. So there's great hope in that. So
Sure.
Wonderful. We're so glad to have you here. As I mentioned at the top of the show, you're associate pastor at St. Raymond in Mount Prospect. But I happen to know, of course, people might guess that you were born in Haiti. So I just wanted to ask if you could tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us about yourself, please.
Well, I was born in Haiti in a small town called Carvajal. When I was there as a kid, I would say maybe, oh my gosh, it was a small town, maybe 200 people. Everybody knew everybody. I grew up in not basically I'm the only Catholic in my family. What happened? I was born in Hesh, and a few months after, my parents moved to Carvajal because they found more work there. So my father just moved the entire family there. So my father was Episcopal and my mom, so they got married in the Episcopal church. So when we got to Carvajal, there was no Episcopal church. There was a Catholic church, a Protestant church, and a Seventh-day Adventist church. So the closest to their tradition, to the Episcopal tradition, was the Catholic church. So that's where I was baptized, and I did my first communion. I attended the Catholic school there. So when I was there, really, it was a small town out of nowhere. There was nothing there. We had no drinking water, no electricity, no health clinic, nothing. And out of nowhere, some priests came from Belgium. So some missionaries came from Belgium, and then they came to my town, and they really transformed the town into something else. And that's where really my vocation really came from, really, by being raised and born and raised in Haiti, and moved to that town with my family.
And you were exposed to the Catholic Church, kind of out of necessity then. And it sounds like exposed to missionary work as well.
Yes, I for me, like being a priest, that's the image I had as a kid, with the priest coming from Belgium. Then they transform our lives for the better. So in my mind, to be a priest, you have to do that, to go to another place and then transform people's lives. And then that's what brought me to the priesthood to some extent.
Okay. So now, of course, the obvious question: how did you wind up here? How did you wind up in Chicago?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I had some friends in Haiti who were studying for my diocese. They knew about my vocation, but I never entered seminary in Haiti for whatever reason. After high school, I went to study computer science, and after 1 year, I dropped out because I needed to work to make some money. So I was in charge of managing a cyber cafe in Haiti. At that time, it was like a big deal. People were coming to check their emails, making international calls. It was a big business in Haiti at that time, cyber cafe. Okay. And then out of nowhere, one day I went to my office and I checked my email, and I received an email from Brother Dennis Newton in the U.S. And then he told me, Rodlin, I met so-and-so in the U.S. He told me about your vocation to the priesthood. If you are still interested, please contact me. He was one of the vocation directors for the Divine Word missionaries. I believe the headquarters in Techni, in the north side. Right. And at that time, my English wasn't too good, but I could understand and I could reply to him, and I replied. We spent like 1 year in communication. And at the end, I submitted my application and I was accepted. And then on August, I think 15, 2003, I traveled from Haiti all the way to Iowa, because that's where they have their college seminary. So I went there to start my philosophy there. But something happened when I was in Iowa. I was sent to do my summer apostolate at a parish in Dubuque. Dubuque was like 15 minutes away from the seminary. And when I got to the parish, and then there was no priest. It was a nun who was the administrator of the parish. And then I asked her, what's going on? Why there's no pastor and you are the administrator? And then she explained to me how there was a lack of vocation, not only in Iowa, but in the entire country. And then that triggered something in my mind. I said, okay, do I need to become a divine word missionary priest to
Oh.
consider myself as a missionary, because I already left my country to come here to learn a new language, a new culture. So by the very definition of the word, I'm already a missionary. And it took me a year to discern that, and then to try to make up my mind which way I wanted to go. And then I decided to leave Divine Word. So my first choice, as I was applying to join the diocese in the U.S., was Chicago. I came here. I met with Father Tam Condi, who was the vocation director for St. Joe's at that time in 2005. So I came here, and then we met, and then everything worked out fine.
Okay.
And then Chicago was my choice, and I came here. I went to St. Joe's to finish my undergrad, and in Mundelein, and ordained 2013. And then since then, I've been in Chicago as a priest. Yeah.
It's a whirlwind.
A long answer to your question.
No, I mean, this is how discernment works, right? It takes time. You go through stages. You don't know what the ending is going to be when you start this journey.
You never know. You never know. You never know.
And I would agree with you that by definition, you are already a missionary. And I think sometimes we in the U.S., I'll just be honest, we're hesitant to say that we are mission territory, but we absolutely are.
Yeah, indeed.
And like you mentioned, there are many parishes that do not have a priest or don't have enough priests for the ministries there. So we're very glad to have you. Glad that you're here. Now, you're currently at
Thanks for having me.
Of course. You're currently at St. Raymond, but have you been at other parishes prior?
Yeah. My first assignment was at St. Benedict in Chicago. I was there for 2 years, and after that, I made my way to St. Francis Xavier in Wilmette. I was there for almost 6 years, and then my first 6 months, I was asked to become the administrator of Joan of Arc in Skokie, and then from there, I made my way to St. Raymond last year. So
so it's not been too long yet. Okay. And one of my other thoughts, beyond what I just mentioned about the U.S. being missionary territory, is that having folks like yourself, priests in particular, but also religious and immigrant communities too, in a way, who have, your home communities. In your case, of course, in Haiti, you can be really an advocate and help us build relationships with communities outside the U.S. in a way that just a short-term visit like a mission appeal can't do it the same way. So this is another gift that you give us and to give your communities back in Haiti.
Sorry, Megan, I've been under the weather with a cold and fever.
No.
So if I'm coughing, so sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. Thank God we're on Zoom.
Yeah.
But just my last thought was, you travel back and forth to Haiti very often, and how do you balance all that?
Yeah, I try to go to Haiti as often as possible, at least twice a year, not only to visit family and friends there, but also to do some work with the mission. It's my time when I go there to meet with the staff who are on the ground making things happening, because I'm here. There is no way I will be able to do what I'm doing in Sapaterre without my volunteers on the ground. Totally, yeah. So when I go there, I'm not to show them support, but also to catch up with what's going on with them, stuff like that. Yeah. But now, because of technology as well, it's easier to have WhatsApp video call with many people. That really helps. But I try to go there as often as I can, maybe twice or 3 times a year.
Wow. And have you been able to go since the beginning of the pandemic?
Yes. I didn't go during the pandemic, but as soon as people could travel, I made it to Haiti because I spent like more than a year away from Haiti during the pandemic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a lot of folks have said that. Yeah, they were waiting for their opportunity to travel again. It's hard to be away from home, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Well, I will be going in December after Christmas.
Oh, you're going again. Okay. All right. Good to know. Yeah. All right. Well, it's time for our first break. but we'll be back in just a moment to continue our conversation with Father Rodlin Rodrigue. Stay right there.
Catholic Charity's 75th annual celebration of giving is underway in support of those who are struggling to make ends meet every day. Individuals, families, colleagues, neighbors, parishioners, and friends purchase thousands of gifts and basic necessities to ensure Catholic Charity's clients and their families have a joyful Christmas morning. There are many ways to get involved, including online wish lists that make giving easier than ever before. If you can join us in this special Chicago Christmas tradition as volunteers and donors, please email us at cog@catholiccharities.net. That's cog@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7401 in Cook County and 847-782-4210 in Lake County. Thank you for helping us spread Christmas cheer this year throughout Cook and Lake counties.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives. You are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
Welcome back to Mission Matters Live. I am Megan Mio, Director of the Global Mission Office, and I'm here with Father Rodlin Rodrigue, who is President and founder of Sapaterre Mission in Haiti. And we've been learning a little bit about Father Rodlin. Before the break, Father Rodlin told us he's born in and around the area of Haiti in Haiti, which is in the central region of the country. And then for everybody just to visualize Haiti, if you haven't already thought about it, Haiti is in the Caribbean Sea. It's on the island of Hispaniola, on the west end of the island, right next door to the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. But so Father Rodlin, you founded a mission called Sapaterre Mission, which is named after the village in the area where the mission is functioning. So I just was curious if you can tell us about the location of the mission and then where you grew up. What's the relationship there? How did you decide to work in this area? And what's life like in Sapaterre? Oh, now we can't hear you for some reason. Are you muted by chance? I can see your mouth moving.
Hello? Okay.
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was lucky to be in Haiti visiting, and at that time my brother was running for the city hall as mayor.
Okay.
And then one morning he was going to campaign in Sapaterre. He told me, what I would do. I said, no. He said, do you mind coming with me to Sapaterre? I said, okay, fine, let's go.
Okay.
And I went with him to Sapaterre, and I got to Sapaterre and asked him, okay, we are here. Where are the people? Because I don't see houses there. You see one small house here, one over there. I said, to whom you gonna talk?
Right.
He said, don't worry, you're gonna see him in a few minutes. And he was right. After a while, people came through the woods, and then we got 200 people there listening to him talking. But I asked him, in the place where we were waiting for the people to come, it was like two small rooms, covered with iron sheet, no wall, just coconut tree as the fence. I said, what is this place? He said, well, this is the school for the area. I said, really? And then something came to my mind. I said, well, there's opportunity there. Something needs to be done. Even what under which we stood was the school for the area. That told me a lot about the leaders. Well, I don't know whoever was in charge to govern in the area. And then on my way home, I was asking him more questions about Sapaterre, and he was telling me more what's going on there. And Sapaterre is just 15 minutes away from Hesh, from the diocese, not too far away from my town where everything is better. So why those people are just not too far away, are just the way they are? And then there's nothing, there was no drinking water, there's no health clinic, there's nothing. I wonder, how do those people live?
Yeah.
And then when I came to the US, I was trying to help the way I could with my allowance money at St. Joe's. I couldn't do more. I could send $50 for my brother to try to help a family, but that's what I could do. But when I was in Mondeline, I was sent to do my internship in Glenview at St. Catherine Labouré. So that's where I really met some people, and I told them about what's going on in Sapaterre. And then one of them was a lawyer. He told me, "Oh, Father," I was the father. He said, "Well, I can help you put something together to see if we can get some money to help you more in Sapaterre." And then he put all the papers together, and then he sent them to the IRS. They approve us, and since then, Children Hispaniola has been working in Sapaterre. It's really out of nowhere. I got involved with Sapaterre, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Now it's getting too much for me to some extent to keep it going.
It keeps growing. That's why, right?
Yeah,
it's more and more. So you met some folks who you just shared that story with them about what you saw, and they said, we want to help too. And so you said that you put in papers. That means that you filed to become a registered charity. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we filed, and we became a 501c3
in the
organizations.
US. Yeah. Okay. And then, so what you mentioned some of the aspects of life in Sapaterre, but tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, people there, when you go there, now when you go to Sapaterre, you see the school. Now there's drinking water. They have no electricity even now. I just put a small solar system with an inverter with 4 batteries to give light to the school area at night and during the day, but that's all. But the whole area, people are in the dark. People try to live their lives the way they can. They are farmers, and farmers, it's not something you can rely on in Haiti because there's no rain, and people are cutting the trees to make charcoal. And the more they cut the trees, so the less rain they get. And so when they plant their crops, if the crops don't get the rain at the right time, so therefore there's no harvest at the end. So therefore that's a recipe for famine and for hunger and for poverty in the area. Life is, I couldn't say even simple, it's unimaginable. Megan, things that we take for granted here, even like drinking a cup of coffee in the morning, a piece of bread, it's a luxury for many people, not only in Sapaterre, but for the entire country.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you initially founded Sapaterre Mission, what was your original goal, or what was your first focus then?
My focus is, I think it's not too much to ask for those kids in Sapaterre to have a normal school, to get the basic education for them to become good citizens and to to become leaders in their own community. I don't think that's too much to ask. My hope is one day is to have. It's true we have made progress, for where we came from with that small pavilion, and now to a bigger pavilion, but with fence, with concrete fence, and with doors and so on, with benches. We just built a bathroom block. It's one side for the girls, one for the boys. We have made progress, but I think we have a long way to go. My hope is one day to have a good school that can stand when there's a hurricane, and we don't have to worry about that, stuff like that. Just the basic, and it's the basic for the kids. So having a healthcare clinic in Sapaterre, I don't think that's too much to ask for the people, for the community.
No, because we know that healthcare and health issues can prevent children from going to school, or can prevent a family from being able to support themselves in any way. And sometimes they can be quite simple things. We know that. But yeah, I think that your focus on the school is very interesting. I think you're definitely focusing on the youth then too, right? And looking at these young people as future leaders, as people who, with even just some basic educational foundation, can turn the community around. I read at the opening the sort of mission statement, or the goal of Sapaterre Mission, which is to slowly change that cycle of poverty, and education is so key to that. So that it sounds like that's been your major focus from the very beginning, but it expands as things become clear, that there's another need for more. Which is interesting. I mean, I can understand that it's growing to a point where you feel like you might need some help too.
Yeah, it's getting financially, it's getting so it's more than I anticipated, and it's like I can go backwards. I have to find ways to move forwards and to keep the mission going, and that's what I'm trying to do to the best of my ability.
Yeah, and being the one, not the only one, I'm sure, but the priest who's in the U.S., you've got these connections, the people here, people of goodwill with big, generous hearts. And so, but it takes work. I mean, this isn't something that just happens by itself, for sure.
It does.
Right. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about what you've accomplished so far at the Sapaterre Mission in just a moment, but we're going to take our next break. We'll be back to continue our discussion with Father Rodlin to learn more about Sapaterre Mission. Stay tuned.
Catholic Charity's 75th annual celebration of giving is underway in support of those who are struggling to make ends meet every day. Individuals, families, colleagues, neighbors, parishioners, and friends purchase thousands of gifts and basic necessities to ensure Catholic Charity's clients and their families have a joyful Christmas morning. There are many ways to get involved, including online wish lists that make giving easier than ever before. If you can join us in this special Chicago Christmas tradition as volunteers and donors, please email us at cog@catholiccharities.net. That's cog@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7401 in Cook County and 847-782-4210 in Lake County. Thank you for helping us spread Christmas cheer this year throughout Cook and Lake counties.
I am a seminarian.
The church needs compassionate and well-trained priests to help guide each of us through life.
What inspires me, what draws me always to the priesthood is continue to see priests be a beacon of hope for other people.
You can play a part in the education of these young men as they prepare for a life of service to others.
I want to be that beacon of hope too, and it sets my heart on fire.
To support our seminarians, make your gift at archchicago.org/seminarian fund or call 312-534-7959.
The cemetery ministry is a core ministry of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Welcome back to Mission Matters Live. I am Megan Mio, Director of the Global Mission Office in the Archdiocese of Chicago. You're listening to WNDZ 750 AM. And I have with me Father Rodlin Rodrigue, Associate Pastor at St. Raymond de Peñafort, and founder of Sapaterre Mission in Haiti. And Father Rodlin has been telling us about how he came to found Sapaterre Mission, and that he came to be working in this rural village of Sapaterre in the center of the Haitian nation. So you were telling us a little bit about what life is like in that area, and how even you talked about how you decided well, God decided, really, that you would get involved, but how you saw and your heart was pulled in the direction of this community of Sapaterre, because you saw there was so much potential. There were needs, and the community could do so much more with just a little bit of help. So, and you mentioned, of course, that the school was key, but I happen to know, having looked at the website and heard from you about many things that you've accomplished so far, including access to clean water, electricity, you mentioned, for the school, safe outdoor bathrooms, food and healthcare, and of course, the school itself. You mentioned that what you found there was very, very simple, and so you've already managed to expand that. And it's a lot of work. So I just was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit more about some of the things you're most proud of accomplishing through Sapaterre Mission, and what effect this has had on the community there.
I would say I think the school for me it's my priority. Where they were before to where they are now. It's a lot of progress, and I've been there. I talk to the teachers and to the parents. So I've seen that the joy. So they are grateful for the school we have. And I do believe education is the key, is the key to success. I think those kids having access to basic education, they can pave their own way in life. They can find their ways to some extent. And like drinking water, things that we take for granted, like to be able to drink water, before my mission there, people used to go miles away to get some drinking water.
Yeah.
Now, because of my mission, they have pumps. You can just come and just pump the water, and then they can shower, they can cook, and even the bathroom we just built, it's flushed by just using the same water that we brought in the area. I think I'm very proud of that. Just even access to the basics, to even like drinking water. So.
And a lot of these things are interconnected, right? Because we were talking about a little bit about healthcare too. I seem to recall seeing on the website you had a mobile clinic working at one point. But, if you don't have clean water, then you're likely to get sick from it. Or if you don't have good bathrooms, people are likely to get sick from not having proper sanitation.
Exactly.
Kids can't go to school if they're sick or if their parents are sick. All these things are interconnected in a way. You can't focus on education if you're hungry. If you're not developing properly, you're not growing as you should as for children. And I know I've seen on the website and the photos you've sent me, that school supplies have been donated, that you've had wonderful meals, celebratory meals with the students and with the staff too. The staff is the other big piece, right? Sapaterre
yes, and indeed, Megan. I have to say, with the mission appeal I've done in the Archdiocese, whenever we have chance to do it, and that's what the mission appeal is help us to do, is to provide meals. There's no way we can provide meals for the entire year. That would be like a lot of money to do so. But whenever we have some money, we try to do so, because the kids come to school every day without breakfast, without eating anything. So by 11 or noon, they just may be talking to them, but they aren't learning anything, because when you are hungry, you can't learn.
Right.
I think for me that my biggest problem in Sapaterre is to be able to provide meals every day for the kids, and we are not there yet, but we are working on that to see what's the best way we can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also just want to comment, because I think, again, for American audiences, we don't think about this, but the electricity thing as well. Once the sun goes down, you can't do anything. If you don't have any light, or if you don't have any safe light, that could really limit what the community is able to accomplish in the course of a day.
Oh yeah, of course. I remember even myself as a kid, in Caravaggio as a kid, whenever the sun went down, we went down, because it was really, really dark. Whenever it is dark in Haiti, it's really, really dark. So it's the same for the people in Sapaterre. So by 6, the latest 7, everybody is inside, because they have no TV, they have nothing. Even their cell phones, now many people have cell phones now, and for them to charge them, they have to go to my town to charge it.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
You see, so that's the way people are living in Sapaterre, in this time and age,
Yeah, I was going to say that cell phones are more common, but if you don't have anywhere to charge it, that would become an issue. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now let's talk a little bit about some of your future plans too. I think you mentioned, and we've talked about it before, your hope for building a school structure that's more permanent. Tell us about that.
Well, I think the plan that I have is I have in mind to have a school where the kids feel like secured, and we have a good program, not only like education. Now the kids have nothing to do when they are in recess. We have no basketball court, we have no soccer, we have no playground, we have nothing yet. And you can have a school where the kids have no leisure time. So I picture a school where the kids have access to all those things, and a school where there's a cafeteria where the kids are served at least a hot meal, each time they come to school. They don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna eat, stuff like that. Just an environment where they can grow and become the person they are called to be. And that's just the basic, I believe, we can offer them in Sapaterre.
Yeah, and you mentioned, of course, that sometimes the weather can prevent the school from operating if the structure is very simple. But if you have something more permanent, then the students can still come in and learn even if there's rain and.
Yeah, and not only that, my teachers came all the way from Hesh to teach in Sapaterre. Now, Megan, I want you to picture it is a mud a road from once you leave the highway coming from Hesh and you make your way to Sapaterre, there's no pavement, so you are just riding your motorcycle on dirt. Now, if there's a big rain overnight, and then you have to go to teach in Sapaterre, you may not make it. So even your motorcycle will not make it. So you have to decide either not go or leave your motorcycles and try to make it on foot. So this is the kind of challenges we are facing to keep the mission going, because sometimes they just cannot get there. The mud is so deep, so they have to return and wait for a few days and to see if it's dried up and then to try to make it again.
Totally. Now, were you also thinking this is so the teachers are coming from outside, but the children would all live in the local region, in the
area, in the woods,
And about how many students are currently at the school?
I think this year we have 130 students in the school.
All different ages.
Different ages, from 6 all the way to 14. Can you imagine a kid like 14 years old is still
in the classroom?
In 6th grade? Oh. That's the reality.
Sure. Everybody's trying to catch up. So your goal is to have this a new school building that will be more complete. It'll include all these different aspects of their growth and education. And then you are also hoping that will also contain solar power or solar panels, correct?
But, what I'm thinking, to have like a solar system that can help us provide enough energy, because some kids have never seen a television before. They don't even know what a movie is. At least we can organize movie weekend. My staff can go there, play a movie for them, or they can use computers. I just received I think 12 computers from a company who is closing down. Now I have to send them to Haiti. Now I need to have energy for them to be able to use them. You see, they have never seen a computer before. They have no idea what a computer is. So we have a lot of work to do.
Wow. Well, and I'm sure you've already had a major impact. You said that the families are so proud. This is something that will have lasting impact. It will continue to.
Indeed.
Many generations to come.
Indeed. I hope I won't be around forever. Hopefully, some of those kids will become leaders and keep it going. But a mission of that nature, the way it happens, once the leader is gone, it tends to go down to die, because all the funding is coming from the outside. Right. Unless the Haitian government will take it over, which I doubt. That's the danger in the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think given the smaller size, at least initially, although it's growing, of your mission project, I think you have all the kind of challenges that these kind of mission projects often. I mean, I've heard this from other missionary leaders too. One issue is related to the other issue, and if I fix that, then I got to fix the next thing, and or the funding comes from the outside. So once that ends, does that mean that the development ends? And so these are all kinds of things that, and even the environmental element too. You mentioned trees and burning and the rain and all that. Like all of these things are interconnected, and you do the best you can to meet a particular need or respond to a particular challenge, and it's never the whole story. It's not. There's no magic bullet, or there's no thing that can fix everything. Right. So we really need to work together to come up with creative solutions and continue to inspire and encourage the local leaders, especially even though I know that there's still a lot of work to be done. So anyway, I just wanted to share that thought. Yeah, it's time for our last break, if you can believe it, but we'll be back in just a moment. We'll continue our discussion with Father Rodlin about Sapaterre Mission in Haiti. Stay tuned.
Catholic Charities' 75th annual celebration of giving is underway in support of those who are struggling to make ends meet every day. Individuals, families, colleagues, neighbors, parishioners, and friends purchase thousands of gifts and basic necessities to ensure Catholic Charities' clients and their families have a joyful Christmas morning. There are many ways to get involved, including online wish lists that make giving easier than ever before. If you can join us in this special Chicago Christmas tradition as volunteers and donors, please email us at cog@catholiccharities.net. That's cog@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7401 in Cook County and 847-782-4210 in Lake County. Thank you for helping us spread Christmas cheer this year throughout Cook and Lake counties.
Welcome back.
Es fabuloso verlos.
Dobrze jest znowu być razem.
It's good to be together again.
After so many months apart, pandemic capacity limits have been lifted, and we want to welcome everyone back to church. We can all pray together again. And listen as our choirs lift their voices in song.
We've been together in spirit.
And now, when you are ready, our doors are open wide.
Nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par.
Nasze drzwi są otwarte.
And we're here to welcome you back to Catholic Mass.
Did you know that Catholic Charities accepts car donations? If you're ready to free up space in your garage and put a stop to all those expenses that go along with owning a car, we will gratefully accept your donation, whether the car is running or not. You choose a pickup time that is convenient for you, and we will make the donation as easy as possible free of charge. You'll receive a charitable donation receipt as well. We accept all types of vehicles nationwide, and you will know that your donation is made to Catholic Charities, an agency you can trust. To learn more about donating your car, call 877-786-4483. That's 877-786-4483. Thank you.
Welcome back to Mission Matters Live. I am Megan Mio, Director of the Global Mission Office, and I'm speaking with Father Rodlin Rodrigue, who is the founder and president of Sapaterre Mission, which operates in central Haiti. The main focus of Sapaterre Mission is the care and education of children to become well-rounded future and current leaders in that community and in Haiti. And Father Rodlin, you've been talking to us about the accomplishments so far of Sapaterre Mission, the changes and developments that have already taken place, as well as some of your future goals and awareness of some of those challenges that come with a mission that's growing. It's a good challenge, but it's a challenge nonetheless. Something, of course, people who have vision you foresee. You also mentioned a couple of times those people who've worked with you, those who are donors, those who are volunteers, and the staff, of course, of the school itself, those who work with you on this. I also want to just ask you, how can we get involved in supporting Sapaterre Mission and learning more about it? So tell us, how can we learn more?
Well, the way to learn more is really it's through the websites, because that's where we update whatever is going on in Sapaterre. You're gonna find it on the websites and all the information. And how to help really, it's by donating to the mission, by supporting us, and the best way to do that is by giving to Children Hispaniola organization, which is a 501c3 in the US. Therefore, the donation will be tax deductible. Because people can go to the website and they'll find the address, and I think there will be ways to give online too if they choose to. So those are the ways to help out and to keep the mission going, and to know what's happening in Sapaterre. It's by following us on the website.
And I saw a Facebook page. Are you updating that as well?
Facebook is not well updated, but I will be working on that and to put more information there. People can follow. Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to do Facebook than a website.
Yeah,
right?
that's sure.
Photos of what's going on there, but because we definitely did see some photos on the Facebook page too. Maybe they're a little bit older,
that's good. That's good.
But no, I think just kind of hear about what new project is going on, because I know that it changes. It depends on what the needs are and what what the donations make possible. I'm sure too.
Sure.
Right?
So like now we are working on a Christmas party for the kids. So the staff is working on it just to bring them some joy before the end of the year, stuff like that. So
it's wonderful. Well, yeah, folks. I mean, if you, I'm sure if they want to learn more, they can look at the Sapaterre website, or Sapaterre Mission website, or I'm sure they can find you, right, at St. Raymond de Peñafort if they have questions.
Yes, they know where to find me. They can call or email me, and I will get back to them as soon as I can.
Sure, because I know you have had donors who, and now this was some years ago, I think probably, but some donors who have actually traveled with you to Haiti and seen the work. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. One of my friends, one of the biggest supporters financially, Greg Quam, we went to Haiti in 2018. He came back as a different person after visiting Haiti. And he's a guy who's been to different, many Latin American countries, but Haiti really got him in the heart. So he came back changed. Yeah.
I'm sure. Well, now speaking of being changed by Haiti, I understand that you are the author of a book, which is a collection of Haitian proverbs, along with some reflections about Haiti's past and how these proverbs and the values they articulate guide the life of Haitians today. So, and the book is called Haitian Proverbs: The Cries of a Nation Through Its Culture. And I thought, I'm sure you've had plenty of time, especially now living here in the U.S., to reflect on, your culture, the people, the nation of Haiti, and what it means to you. And I wonder if you could just share with us some of this wisdom, some of these values that you put into this book.
Well, Megan, I think this book is really personal to me. It's I tried to do. There's no way like I could really explain to the people, the richness of the Haitian culture, what we believe in as a nation, as a people. I try. It was hard for me to select the 32 proverbs I've selected, but each one of them is meaningful, not only to me, but to the Haitian people. I think one of them I like a lot is the one that says, "Washna dlo pa kondule washna soleil," which means, the stone in the water doesn't know the pain and the suffering of the stone, which is on the ground in the sun. And I love that prayer because even things that we take for granted in life, being in the U.S. for such a long time, electricity, food, water. just the basics we take for granted, and those are luxury for people in Haiti, even to go to work and to come back safely. We take that for granted. To be able to drive your car, go anywhere without any fear, and it's not true for many people in Haiti. So this book, it's a way to not only to raise awareness about what's going on in the country, about the strength and the resilience of the Haitian people, also a way to promote the mission as well. That's why those are the two reasons I put this book together. It's a good book. I like it, and I don't know how many times I've read it. And each time I've read it, I learned something new from my own work. For every proverb, I did a sketch from that explained to my reader what the proverb is going to talk about. So the whole book is mine. It's a cool little book, and it's good to have one, Megan. I will send you one. It's a good book. It's a good book.
Well, you're speaking about God's people in that. You're really trying to convey something that's very deep and complex. A people, a community. I encourage our listeners, if you're not familiar, and I'm limited in my knowledge of Haiti as well, so I got to look at that book. But the history of Haiti is something I think many Americans really need to look into and understand. How things happen the way they do, and really how I mentioned complexity, the complexity of the situation.
It is.
It's never helpful to play the blame game, but I think that the more we understand people, the better, the more we can be truly Christian and show Christian love to others. That is one of, I think, the big lessons in being missionary as well, is to really listen and learn about a people. So, I mean, to have this book that you wrote from your heart, and you wrote about your home community, is one really great way too for folks to learn a little bit more about Haiti, and maybe they will look into the website and maybe speak with you, Father Rodlin. We thank you very, very much for sharing all this information with us. Any final words, any final thoughts for our listeners?
I would say keep praying for Haiti. I think we need prayers more than ever before. But I really believe in the midst of despair, as people of faith, we still believe there is hope. The Haitian people are really tough. They know how to cross the Red Sea. So keep us in our prayers, and support us if you can, the way you can, because your support is very important to keep the mission going. Thank you.
Prayer is very powerful, especially during this time of Advent and Christmas. So absolutely keep the Haitian people in your prayers. Thank you very much for joining us, Father Rodlin.
Thank you.
For your leadership and collaboration for God's mission. You've given your whole self to this ministry and to God's people. We ask God to bless you and all those you work with at Sapaterre Mission. And let us pray at this Advent and always for a brighter future for the people of Haiti. May we share our hearts and our hope with our brothers and sisters as we work for justice and peace in our world. And thank you for listening. Remember, always be on mission.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.